But this was a guy I met on OkCupid. I'm just going to say that his name was Kent. That's the name I'm going to be using in this video. Not going to say his real name, but I'm just going to say his name was Kent. This guy messaged me on OkCupid a really long time ago, and we were planning on getting together and hanging out with each other. He also messaged me on Twitter, too. I actually still have those messages. And this is what he typed to me. And he typed in, "Hi Joe, I saw your road trip post. How long do you think the road trip will take?" Okay, let me get back to the road trip post. Basically, what the road trip post was back in 2020, I posted this picture on Twitter. That's a picture of my dream road trip. Well, one of my dream road trips. To go on a road trip through Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina, because I thought it would be really cool to experience all those states back to back. And I was planning on doing a YouTube video of exploring Mississippi, then one about a tornado track that tore through northern Alabama in memory of all the people who died. I also wanted to visit a girl's grave in Georgia, and then after that, I wanted to go to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina to talk about this one girl who went missing, and then to Savannah, Georgia to do a video about exploring Savannah, Georgia, and then back to Florida. Well, that's where I was living at the time in Florida. Nowadays, I live in northern Florida, closer to all that stuff, but yeah. I actually did find a stranger online who brought me to Mississippi, but I haven't finished editing that video yet. But it is on its way, so stay tuned for it. I didn't get to go to Alabama and Georgia and South Carolina like I wanted to, but I'm still holding on to hope, really. I wanted to go to Savannah, Georgia, too. It was actually my adoptive parents who were supposed to take me to Savannah, Georgia, but my adoptive mom was having one of her menopause fits. I'll explain that in a separate video. I don't want to talk about it now. And they didn't end up taking me to Savannah, Georgia. But then that was basically the whole road trip that this guy was talking about, that Ken was talking about back then. That's how long it's been since I wanted to go there and still haven't gone there yet. And then I typed in, depends on how much of it is done, but I'm estimating 8 or 9 days rounding up. But that's overestimating it a bit, honestly. What makes you ask? And I had a whole bunch of smiley faces. That's for the whole entire trip through Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina. Like, Mississippi took 3 days. Exactly how I imagined it, really. Mississippi, to cover the whole state of Mississippi and to do my video about the whole state of Mississippi, that actually took 3 days to go through all those stops, exactly the way I imagined it, really. Because you have to remember, I can't really film a video after nightfall because it's too dark to see anything. It all has to be during the daylight. But it took 3 days, which is exactly what I imagined. And then I asked him, what makes you ask? And then he said, I may be able to get a weekend off to do B, G, and H and I with you. Okay, the reason why he was saying those letters is because the way the map was labeled, it was marked with letters for each spot that I wanted to go to, but apparently all those letters were Savannah and Myrtle Beach, and then I typed in, you mean Savannah and Myrtle Beach? Sure, that'd be awesome, but we'd have to plan it out sometime. Or Tallahassee, that's another thing I typed in, because that's another place I've been wanting to visit, Tallahassee, Florida, which is the capital of Florida. The reason why it became the capital of Florida is because it's located between Jacksonville, Florida, and Pensacola, Florida, which used to be the most populated cities in Florida because no one lived on the Floridian Peninsula because it got too hot there and they hadn't invented air conditioning yet. But as soon as they did, those places blew up, and that's a whole nother story. I plan on talking about it in the video once I actually find someone who takes me to Tallahassee. One day they might, so yeah. He typed in, my next day off is Sunday. We should get together and talk about it. And I said, sure. And then I gave him my number. And then I asked him, how are you doing? And he said, hey Joe, I'm sorry it's taking me so long to respond. I've been doing things with family for Martin Luther King Day. I'm free on Tuesday. I would want to see you. Next week, Tuesday on the 28th? Sure. Oh, gosh, this was so long ago by now. But then he typed in, hi, I actually meant today, but sorry, I wasn't clear. I'm free tomorrow, Wednesday, the 22nd as well. And then I typed in, oh, okay, I should be free today. Yesterday was really cold, but today I should be free. I'm a bit out of it because I was up late. When do you want to get together today? And then apparently he called and texted me. That's where our messages on Twitter ended. But apparently he called me and texted me, and then we got together that day. I think, I'm pretty sure it was that day. But he picked me up from the place where I always used to have people pick me up from whenever I would meet them online and hang out with them in Clearwater. I'm so glad I don't live there anymore. I hated Clearwater. It wasn't fun, but that's a whole nother video. I'll have a link to that video in the pinned comments. I even explained it there. Basically, what we did is he took me out to eat at this buffet. I think it was the Hard Rock Casino buffet in Tampa, Florida, and it was actually really nice. But you have to remember, this was in January of 2020 during the whole coronavirus stuff, like before it got bad in the USA, right before it got bad. But I kind of had like a sixth sense. I already knew that it was really bad in China, and I was nervous about going to the buffet. Not really entirely nervous, but I was nervous about coronavirus because I knew it was spreading and killing a whole bunch of people in China. But he took me out to eat at the buffet, and it was a lot of fun. I liked being there and everything. And then I remember he bought this bottle of wine that was apparently 20 years old, and he really wanted it and everything. And we were driving around Tampa, and then we decided to drive to the beach. I don't remember what beach it was. Some beach in Tampa or something. I believe it was Apollo Beach. I think that's what it was. I mean, I didn't have my dash cam on me, so I wasn't filming it or recording it. I wish I was, because it was actually really cool going there. We were driving around Apollo Beach with each other. While we were driving around Apollo Beach, he was perving on me again. He was grabbing my penis through my shorts and massaging it and everything, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really mind that much. I mean, the whole point was I was looking for a lover and a partner, and I would want my lover and partner to want my penis also, so he was grabbing it and massaging it. And then somehow, it's been so long, I kind of forgot exactly how the conversation went, but I do remember what he said. We were talking about like sexual stuff, and like I was talking about the stuff I do sexually. For some reason, people always think that I'm a bottom. Well, not always, but sometimes people think that I'm a bottom, and he was one of the people who thought that I was a bottom. And if he thought I was a bottom, why the hell was he grabbing my penis then? But I told him that I was actually a total top, and I also somehow told him that I don't suck penis at all. I just like getting my penis sucked. That's my favorite thing. And I'm a total top, and I have intercourse with the guy after I trust him enough. And then at the same time, while he's grabbing and rubbing my penis, he tells me, "Oh, so it'd be one-sided with you then." And as soon as he said that, that's when I knew, nope, not going to work with him. Nope, not going to work with him. Not going to work with him. And it kind of struck a nerve with me, but I didn't snap on him at all. We kept hanging out for a little bit, but we didn't hang out for too much longer. We went to the beach and walked around a little bit, and then he took me back to Clearwater, and then I never saw him again after that. Thank God, even though this idiot said he was going to take me to Savannah and Myrtle Beach. I kind of knew at that point that it wasn't going to happen, but I wouldn't want to go with him anyway, really. What the fuck do you mean it's one-sided? Here you are rubbing your hands all over my penis. Clearly you're enjoying rubbing your hands on my penis, because I don't know why the fuck someone would rub their hands on my penis if they didn't like it. Clearly you want my penis if you're rubbing your damn hands all over my penis. He wasn't touching my bare penis, he was touching it through my shorts. But clearly you want my penis, so clearly you love touching and rubbing on my penis, and clearly you would enjoy sucking on my penis too, I'm assuming. What fucking idiot thinks it's one-sided? Because clearly he enjoys sucking my penis if he wanted to do that, and clearly he enjoys grabbing and rubbing my penis. The reason why I don't suck penis is because I don't like doing that. I only like for a guy to suck me off. I don't want a penis inside me at all. I don't want it in my mouth. I don't want it up my ass. You wouldn't want to stick it in my mouth, and you wouldn't want to stick it up my ass, because my teeth are razor sharp and would turn your penis into confetti. But seriously, I really don't like sucking penis at all. I really just like getting sucked. I mean, back when I was a teenager, when I would hook up with a guy, I used to suck him off, and I never liked doing it, and they were always able to tell. They were always able to tell that I hated doing it. I mean, and they always would tell me, if you really don't like sucking cock, then don't do it then, because you're horrible at it. I can tell that you hate it, and I can tell that you're disgusted by it. I mean, one time I actually threw up on a guy back when I was a teenager, and my stomach acids actually burnt his penis, and I heard him holler in pain, and then he was like, why the fuck did you throw up on me? And I said, because I hate sucking penis. And he says, well, you don't fucking have to suck penis if you don't like doing it. And I was like, oh, okay then. So ever since then, I don't suck penis at all because I hate doing it. And I don't like it when guys try to talk me into doing something I don't like to do. And he was an idiot, really, because I had on my OkCupid profile that I was a total top, really, and I don't suck penis at all. And I hate when guys get mad about that. And in all honesty, that's worthy of a whole new Joe Winko Talk episode of me talking about how it's wrong, because sexual boundaries, they honestly need to be respected. And this guy telling me that I'm selfish and that it's one-sided, that is offensive, really. But, I honestly don't care, because clearly it's not one-sided. He liked touching my penis and everything, and I'm pretty sure he wanted to suck it, unless he was just sucking it just because he thought I would suck him. But I wouldn't want a guy to suck my penis if he was like that anyway. But this guy is a fucking idiot. I mean, looking back on those messages, it really strikes a nerve with me, honestly. And then I wondered, is this guy still alive? Because the thing about this guy, vertically, he was the same height as me, but horizontally, he was like 5 or 6 of me. Long story short, he was not skinny at all. He definitely wasn't skinny. And this was right before coronavirus became like a worldwide pandemic because we hung out with each other just that one day in January of 2020. So just a couple hours ago, I tried Googling his name and seeing if he was still alive. And I couldn't really find any death records or anything because that's usually how I'm able to tell if a guy I talk to online is dead, if he has any death records written for him. But the last thing I saw from him was from October 2021, a post on Instagram. And I rarely post stuff on Instagram either, but I was thinking, oh, that's weird that it's been that long. But, yeah, I don't know. And I honestly don't fucking care, but me and him never talked to me again. So he might as well be dead to me. I mean, we're not going to talk to each other again. We're clearly not a match. And thankfully, I was able to find that out really fast, really. Saved me a lot of time, honestly. But I always find it out fast. And it's not like I had anyone else to waste my time on. That's the sad part, really. But speaking of that, let's move on.